Hi, my name is Dr. Rayshawn Ray, aiming to speak truth to power, and this is my daily thought. What does the NFL's ignoring of domestic and sexual violence say not just about the NFL, but what does it say about those of us who continue to watch football games? I'm a die-hard Green Bay Packers fan. Brett Favre is my favorite player. But when he was playing for the New York Jets, there were allegations, and not just allegations, but actual evidence that he was sending pictures of his private parts to another employee on the team. Recently, we have Josh Brown, kicker for the New York Giants, who, according to his journals, according to police reports, according to hotel staff, has brutalized his wife for years. I guess I should say his ex-wife at this point, brutalized her for years. In fact, at the Pro Bowl, which is the pinnacle, one of the pinnacles of being an NFL player, where the most elite players get selected to go and play against each other, treated her as a slave, had this in documents. And then you have Greg Hardy, who was playing for the Dallas Cowboys, who essentially committed assault and battery against his girlfriend, then threw her on a pile of guns. This guy served a 4-game suspension, came back and played in the same season. Then we have Ben Roethlisberger, who, is an Iron Man in the league, but when he was in college at Miami of Ohio, by all accounts, was a serial rapist and a person who would assault women. And then in Georgia at a nightclub, supposedly trapped a woman in the bathroom, didn't let her out. She comes out crying, saying that she had been raped, ran down the street with no shoes on. These are the types of incidents that we're talking about. We have Jameis Winston, who won the Heisman and was accused of rape. And by all accounts, as it relates to the university case, wasn't found that he wasn't culpable in the case. So in other words, he was found culpable for these particular incidents. These are just a few of the people we could talk about. I could go on and on a long list of individuals who have committed domestic and sexual violence against women. But maybe then again, maybe we shouldn't be surprised. If we think about politicians, going all the way back to Clarence Thomas and the claims by Anita Hill and the way that trial went, or Bill Clinton, and in this case, we're not just talking about adultery. We're talking about sexual harassment and assault. And what's interesting, the men who were actually trying to impeach him, including Newt Gingrich, was also engaging in adultery and other forms of sexual incidents. And then we have people like Strom Thurmond, who, by all accounts, was a segregationist from the South in South Carolina, and had fathered children or a child with a black woman. So we have outside his marriage. So we have all these contradictions, and then we go to the media. And what's interesting about the media, we don't have to go any further than look and say what's happening with Fox News, whether that be Rush Limbaugh settling sexual harassment claims by his producer, some of the owners of Fox News engaging in sexual harassment with employees, with top employees. Can you imagine what they're doing against individuals with who have less power than these individuals do? But what's interesting, per Donald Trump, men don't care enough about women's bodies to address domestic and sexual violence unless forced to do so. Because, see, some men think that women are only good for one thing, and that's getting grabbed by their private parts in between the legs. And, then on the other hand, there are women who can't be controlled or who won't be submissive. And these women are considered nasty women, like Clinton. And so it's interesting because when I get back to the NFL and I think about it, some people are mad and Colin Kaepernick is getting down on one knee during the Star Spangled Banner to protest police brutality. Yet and still, people demean him but don't seem to care about what's happening to women's bodies as it relates to sexual and domestic violence. The contradictions embedded in our behavior continues to befuddle me. And this is the reason why I'm a sociologist and why I specialize in social psychology and race, class, and gender, is to better understand why people behave in the way they do. So, as always, conversations matter like Black lives in books. And I hope this has sparked one. Hope this makes us think about what we're supporting as we look at individuals running up and down the field being reprimanded for the cleats they wear or the celebrations in the end zone. But we don't tend to care about the way that they brutalize the women who they come in contact with. Doesn't sit right with me.